Before I even got to tell my story, you're making a documentary on it so you can post it after the fact. So if it flops, you can have the hot news on how Fousey fucked up and he should kill himself.
This is FouseyTube. The day is July 15th, 2018, and we're currently seeing the aftermath of a failed concert entitled Hate Dies, Love Arrives. Fousey, real name Yusuf Erekat, had been creating content since 2011. Considering the failure of TanaCon a few weeks prior, hopes weren't high for the concert, despite unconfirmed promises of artists like Drake and Snoop Dogg showing up for it. Leading up to the event, known shitster Keemstar began filming a documentary about it, anticipating its failure. And to top it all off, the entire event was cancelled due to a bomb threat, a bomb that was never found and likely never existed. This video was filmed in the parking lot afterwards, with Keemstar as well as Fousey's fans in the crowd.
I rewatched videos going viral after the attention you're giving me now of you saying Fousey is the biggest piece of shit, egotistical asshole on this earth. I have bipolar and depression. That what you put into my head made me want to kill myself!
So, how did we even get here? The truth of the matter is that Fousey's story isn't that special. Even though his path was different than any others, the story has been told time and time again, and the core of each one is YouTube. So many stories of a sudden rise, bloated egos, controversy, and failure. But the natural question that I and you might have is why? What about YouTube causes these people to go from the peaks of success to the chasm of despair? Well, I have a few ideas. First, it's important to note what YouTubers we're talking about. The question, why are all YouTubers insane, is pretty loaded after all. In order to explain properly, I need to introduce you to a little concept called the YouTuber spectrum. Generally speaking, there are two reasons why someone would subscribe to a YouTube channel. One is content and the other is personality. On the purely content end, you'd have something like Data is Beautiful, a channel that is only composed of timeline graphs displaying things like the most popular TV shows, shout out to Breaking Bad. And on the other end, you have vlogging YouTubers like Jake Paul. While most hover around the middle of the pack, the further right you go, it starts to get weird.
Down!
I call these people personality tubers, and while almost all of the most successful YouTubers fit into this area, so do the most volatile. For every Markiplier, there's a PewDiePie, you know what I mean? Now again, the obvious question is a big fat why. Well, in order to answer that, we should consider what YouTube really is. Irrational. Put simply, statistically, you will not succeed on YouTube. While some magical stories exist of channels that blew up the moment they were created, the vast majority of YouTubers take several years of creating before they can even make a couple $100 every month. Put as simply as possible, there has to be something wrong with you in order to succeed on YouTube. For me, I have Asperger's, or ASD is the official diagnosis. However, for personality tubers, their problem, more often than not, are narcissistic tendencies. To make a very clear note, this doesn't apply to everyone, and I'm not saying that they have narcissistic personality disorder, just a few bullet points on the checklist. A USC study conducted in 2006 by researcher Drew Pinsky concluded that celebrities have significantly more narcissistic personality traits on average than most people. And while that tackled celebrity culture, it wouldn't at all be a stretch to link that same condition to YouTube. In fact, there's a chance that effect is even increased, as YouTube has a much more direct line from the YouTuber to the fans. Going back to Fousey, while I can't diagnose any narcissistic personality traits, I am not a licensed psychologist, there's one thing we know he has for sure: bipolar disorder. For those who are unaware, bipolar is a disorder where you have three notably different states of mind. One is normal, but the other two are a manic state marked by extreme happiness and energy, and a depressive state being the opposite. Someone with bipolar switches between these against their will, either for hours, days, or weeks depending on the type. Abusing drugs and alcohol can also increase the frequency of these episodes, creating a feedback loop of more mania or depression to more drugs over and over again. Viewed through this lens, Yusuf's actions make far more sense. While in a manic state, you can get grandiose ideas and act incredibly impulsively, especially if you stop taking your medicine, which is exactly what he did leading up to July 15th. However, I'd be wrong to say that these edge case YouTubers are the only people who feel the wear and tear of the website. Question time. How many movies has Quentin Tarantino directed? 10. Alright, very good. Question 2. How many videos has Jax Films made? 1,352. Quentin Tarantino's been directing for 27 years, Jack's only been around for 15. Quentin's made a movie once every 2.7 years, Jack has made a video once every 4 days on average since 2006. See, Jack is part of a rapidly dying breed of YouTubers, the old guard, the ones who've been creating from the start. Nearly every other YouTuber from that time has disappeared from the public eye, are a shadow of who they once were, or just plain stopped uploading. The funny thing is that despite so many of these channels racking up more than 1 billion views total, after only a few years of inactivity, they're already slipping from public consciousness. And that's just the thing about YouTube. It's endless. In terms of truly legendary directors, how many are there? 20 maybe? The 20th most subscribed channel on YouTube still has 55 million subscribers. Relevance is a scarcity on YouTube, not because of the amount of people watching, but instead the amount of people creating. Every single day you don't upload a YouTube video is another couple 100,000 views you're missing out on. Any break you take hurts your analytics. Your mind must be on YouTube 24/7. I remember this story when Ninja was at his peak. After streaming non-stop, essentially daily for months, he decided to go to E3 to meet fans and generally have fun. After returning just 2 days later, he lost 40,000 subscribers. That is, at minimum, $200,000 for a 2-day break. And while he's a streamer, not a YouTuber, that same mentality affects every single creator on the platform. You either create or you die. All of these things start to bring down a creator, but to make it even worse, the mind itself isn't on your side. Alright, how do I explain this? Let's say we have a line, but it's not a line, it's the halo from Halo. Let's call this your happiness halo. For the sake of theming, this grunt represents your current happiness. Now, let's say you won $1 million. Naturally, your happiness jumps way up. All of your needs are taken care of, you get a beautiful home, completely paid off, a fantastic car, everything is great. But, wait, what's the grunt doing? What are you doing, grunt? What are you doing? So you have $1 million, and somehow your happiness drifted right back to where it was. This is the hedonic treadmill. Even though you got temporary happiness from the money, our state of mind always drifts back to a baseline happiness. But that's not even the worst part. Let's say through one way or another, you lost the house you bought and only have enough money to buy back the original house you had. It's how you lived for years, little happiness grunt, so it should be fine. Oh no, oh god, oh no. See, now that your baseline happiness caught up to that luxurious lifestyle, anything less than that, even returning to normal, feels so much worse than it did originally, and your mind is stuck like that until you get used to it again. If we apply this concept to YouTube, you start to see a brutal pattern that comes with virality. If one of your videos gets 10 million views, anything less than that will feel like a total failure. Even if you get millions of views every single video, a strong community, thousands of loving fans, it never feels like enough. In this way, YouTube is a literal roller coaster of emotions that you can't escape if you want to be successful. So, let's finally answer the original question. Why are all YouTubers insane? Put simply, human beings, especially the ones who tend to get famous on YouTube, are not built to handle what comes with it. While the more normal still get burned out and thrown all around emotionally, those with mental disorders have their effects exaggerated. Almost no 28-year-old could handle fame well, regardless of whether they have bipolar or not. But that's the thing, Yusuf does. He isn't power-hungry or manipulative, he's a victim on the roller coaster of YouTube. I'm not trying to claim that this job is hard, but to think that YouTube is a cakewalk is simply untrue. So many stories of creators going off the deep end, and yet we still find a way to always direct all of the blame on them. If you could walk away from this video with one message, I'd want it to be this. The world isn't black and white, and nobody breaks down on purpose. If we look for the reason why instead of blindly witch hunting, we might be able to stop it in the future. But that's wishful thinking. You can't control the internet after all. Until that day, I'll still be here, hopefully not going crazy. And until next time, have a fantastic day. You know that thing I said about chasing the analytics? Subscribe to me. I need it. Also, you should join my Discord. Every single person there is also insane. It's amazing. Link is down below, and every second you don't join is another step towards dying alone. Anyways, life is meaningless, and have a great day.